the right time? We go right about here, right? Yeah. Welcome to another hearing of your new favorite Dallas-based podcast. We're glad you're here with your ears once again. However, if this is your first time, we're also thrilled that you're here alongside us. If you don't know already, I'm Darian, joined by my partner in crime, Martin. We appreciate you taking the time to give us a listen. We're nearing the end of March, so we hope at this point your NCAA tournament brackets aren't completely busted like mine is. What's new? Another year, another busted bracket. In this episode, we're going to discuss a number of things, including a bomb that just dropped on Facebook. Literally a bomb. We'll discuss a number of movies to avoid on Netflix, save you some time there. And as always, we'll get into a few suggestions and or recommendations for you all that are rather different from previous episodes. So stay tuned in, see what they are, if you so desire. Here we go into episode 8. Ocho.
So hello, welcome to episode 8. Hope you're doing well. Again, just like Darian said, hope your brackets are doing well. Probably aren't, but hey, whatever. It's okay.
Welcome to the club.
Exactly. We've all got broken brackets from now. So today's episode is going to be full of information. And we've actually got something pretty funny to talk about later on.
Yeah.
That's going to involve... we're calling it Confessions of a Call Screener.
Yeah.
And that's going to be fun coming up. Mm-hmm. So we'll get to that. But first, we're going to start off with this Facebook exec that was recorded saying that Facebook needs to be broken up.
Wait, what?
Yep. So this Facebook exec came out. He was saying, you know what? Facebook has just got too much power. It's causing way too much problems. It's doing some good, but it's also doing some bad. And we actually do have some audio, and the audio goes something like this.
I work for a company that is doing a lot of damage in the world. It's doing a lot of good, but it's doing a lot of damage. I mean, no king in the history of the world has been the ruler of 2 billion people. But Mark Zuckerberg is.
Facebook and Google are no longer companies, they're countries.
So there you go.
Whoa.
Huge.
That dude's fired.
Like just straight. Yeah, dude no longer has a job at Facebook.
Yeah, he has some balls, man. Oh my gosh.
So he's saying that Facebook and Google are too big. Basically their own countries.
Yeah.
No person has ever ruled over 2 million or whatever, some people.
Facts.
Except for Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And that they're just too powerful. And they're doing some good, which is great.
Yep.
Everyone wants to see everyone do something good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also doing some bad. And this actually ties together with the social dilemma, which we've talked about multiple times on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't checked out the documentary, go check it out. Honestly, very mind-blowing. Yeah. We're all in our own little echo chambers. Mm-hmm. We're not listening to the other people. We have to come back and find that middle ground. We're always agreeing to the people that see and have the same point of view as we do, and we don't try and listen to the other people, and we need to go back to that. And Facebook is a great example of this. Mm-hmm. Because they do a very good job of making sure you continue seeing the same things that you like to see.
Yep. It's true.
I like to watch people drum. I like watching drum videos. I like watching people do drum videos over certain songs. So what is Facebook going to do? It's going to keep showing me videos of people drumming and people drumming over certain songs.
Yep.
It's not going to show me people who are also playing guitars and playing guitar solos over the same songs that I like to listen to.
Yep.
So we have to come together and we have to find that middle ground. Social Dilemma does a great job. And did Social Dilemma have a huge impact on you and how you use social media?
Oh, yeah. I definitely don't use it for as much as I used to.
No, not at all.
I deleted a lot of them.
Yeah.
But, I still have the big ones, of course, right? But
yeah,
a lot of them I just got rid of completely because I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like,
it's crazy.
They literally know everything about me.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they literally know more about you than you know about yourself.
It's probably true.
And Social Dilemma does a great job of pointing that out. I've used the screen recorder application or widget on my phone, so it tells me how long I've been on my phone, what apps I use so much of. I've actually deleted Facebook off of my phone to try and help me, because I don't really use Facebook anymore, and I use Facebook really just to scroll and kill time, and that was a big problem. So I deleted Facebook, and my screen time has actually gone down a lot.
Nice.
But it's also kind of hard because our job, or not our job right now, but like for this podcast, like we have to do a lot of social media pushing. We want to interact with you guys. We have to be on social media. We need to post stories to keep you guys updated on new episodes or information that we're also discovering to try and give it to you in real time. And that's also requiring us to be on our phones a lot of the time as well.
Yeah.
And be on the social media sites. But it is scary. And I can see how Facebook is a huge influence in that.
Totally. I mean, but it does have, the few good things it's good for.
Yeah.
And it's interaction.
For sure.
Like some people we would never even meet in real life.
Exactly.
We can meet over the internets.
Right.
Right. So
COVID.
Yeah.
Keeping in touch with family members
Seriously.
who you can't see anymore. FaceTime or whatever Facebook has. That's like their video messaging thing. So it is really crazy. I would check out The Social Dilemma. Very good documentary, and also just watch it. Just watch out. I mean, you might already notice this yourself, right? Everyone knows. Oh, I was just talking about the Yeezus boots that I wanted, and now I'm seeing ads for it on my Instagram.
Yeah,
it's like, well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
and it's also, check your stories. Like people who are in the first part of your story list, like up at the very top. Are the people that you not interact with, but view their stories the most.
Yeah.
Right? The people you don't really see their stories for, which better not be us. We should always be at the very beginning of your story choices.
Right.
But, the people who you don't see a lot are usually on the people where you have to like scroll to the right and see where their stories are.
Yep.
So check out. It is really crazy. It blows my mind how much these social media applications and websites have control over us and really our decisions and what we do.
It's insane. Even with the ads of like, there's like, I can count numerous times of like how many times they've got me with buying stuff. Like they give me the ads of like, here's another thing you need to buy. I'm like, they got me. They sucked me in. I bought it. And like a hat cleaner. Like I love hats. Yeah. And they got me with this hat cleaner. Like just these wipes. They're like called like Crown Clean or something. Yeah. Like clean your crown or something like that. And I bought them and they cleaned my hats and they were great. Right. But I'm like, they would never have known that, but I've talked about hats and stuff. Yeah. And they just popped up. I'm like, oh my gosh, they got me. That's just one example, man. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gracious,
all the time. And you always think that and for sure it's those businesses that have money and are constantly pushing ads through these social media sites. That definitely is a thing. But also whatever you're talking about, sometimes whatever you're thinking about.
Seriously.
One time I was thinking about just for lunch or like a snack or something. I was like, you know what? I want some like Philadelphia cream cheese and crackers. Man, that sounds so good. I said this in my head. And next thing you know, I'm scrolling through Twitter. And what do I see on Twitter? A damn ad for Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm like, hot damn, these people are now in my mind. Like they already know what I'm thinking of. It was hilarious when I saw it. But is that the only ad that you've come across where you've actually bought something from?
Definitely not the only one. I mean, it's the only one that came to mind first, but I've bought some more stuff for sure. As a matter of fact, I walked in here today with that print. I bought a print off Dallas.History's Instagram account. It has, it's Dallas History, so it had like one of those Pegasus on there. It was like an old photo. Yeah. That literally popped up on my ads because I guess we're talking about this podcast a lot, So it popped up on my ads with a Pegasus at the top of the old school looking print. So yeah, your boy bought it. It was cheap. I mean, you only bought it. It was free, but you only had to pay for shipping. But I got it. The 8x10 print. Just need to buy
Yeah.
a frame now. I'm sure that'll pop up in my ads later. You need to buy a frame.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's going to be like, hey, Home Goods right down the street is actually selling this exact size frame for this print that you need.
Yeah.
It is really crazy how all that happens. And I've ever since watching The Social Dilemma, I've been very adamant at trying to cut the screen time on my phone and also try and go into, what is it, like not so much private web browsing, but like, Google tracks a lot of what you do, especially if you're using Google Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
And I've come across another website called Brave, which is supposed to help eliminate tracking and like all that other stuff.
Interesting.
Also like VPNs, like trying to mask my IP address, make it look like I'm coming from France, make it look like someone from France is trying to buy some Philadelphia cream cheese or something.
Next thing you know, you get ads for like croissants and stuff.
some French fries. Oh, damn. That was too good. But yeah, for sure, definitely check out Social Dilemma. That's a very good Netflix documentary to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking about technology, NFTs.
Yo.
Everyone's favorite thing to talk about right now.
Seriously.
NFTs.
Blowing up.
You know what NFTs are?
Kinda.
Non-fungible tokens.
Okay.
That's what NFTs
I've heard people talk
for.
about them. I haven't actually done my research for myself. Which, classic, right?
Did you hear about that guy who sold his NFT for $69 million?
No.
$69 million.
What was it of?
It was so I think ever since COVID, I think he's a graphic designer, so he just created pieces of digital art.
Yeah.
And just recently, it was a collage of all of his digital arts in one, and all of that sold, or that one piece sold for $69 million.
Dang. Well, first of all, can you kind of explain a little bit what NFT is?
So NFTs are non-fungible tokens, and the basic way to put it is if you buy something online that's, let's say, like Fortnite. Everyone knows Fortnite.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that you can buy skins on Fortnite, right? Like they came out for, I don't know, I think it was the World Cup, where they sold basically soccer kits for your player on Fortnite.
Okay.
That's a non-fungible token. That's an NFT.
Okay.
So they're like assets they're basically assets for the digital world. Yeah. And they come, and it's supported through blockchain technology. And that's basically the easiest way to put it for me, at least. I have no idea exactly what NFTs are. This is just me and what I've done research on. But NFTs are basically something that's sold online, but it also comes with a certificate of authenticity. Okay. So like if you buy a nice piece of art, physical art, it comes with a certificate of authenticity saying, hey, this is the real piece of art. Okay. This is who created it. You have the legit one. This is why you paid several thousand or $1 million for it. Okay. So that's basically what blockchain technology is like, say I created a piece of art of the sun and I sold it to somebody else, but multiple copies were made. People know that this person that I sold it to has the original one because of blockchain technology. Okay. It shows you everyone else who's owned it. Yep. And actually, I saw someone on YouTube who was talking about musicians taking advantage of NFTs. Oh. And I think you mentioned this also with Dallas Mavericks. Yep. With basically, it's a new way of royalties as well. So a musician can sell a song, and they say, all right, every time this song gets sold to someone else, I'm getting, let's say, 10%. So I could sell it for 100. The other person after me could sell it for like 200. The person after that could sell it for like $5,000. Either way, I'm making 10% on every profit. And you were telling me that Mark Cuban actually said this recently about Luka, right?
So my understanding, I only know the sports world of it, right?
Yeah.
And Top Shop came out and like kind of did their own thing in this whole world of NFTs.
Yeah.
But they sell only moments of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mark Cuban and Adam Silver the commissioner came out and said, like, if it wasn't for Top Shop, NBA would be like failing almost.
Yeah.
Like Top Shop has like kept them in the game like financially, and they sell like moments to people that want to buy like a video of something that happened in the NBA, and they can own the rights to that video, and they can do whatever they want with it.
Mm-hmm.
So like last year in the bubble when Luka hit that game-winning shot,
mm-hmm.
that moment for Top Shop is selling for like millions, and like constantly selling over and over and over.
Yeah.
And constantly gaining value, and constantly NBA is getting a portion of that commission, like what you're talking about with the musicians. So that's the only extent I know about this whole ordeal of like the sports side, and then how it kind of like relates to sports memorabilia as well. How, like, with that they sell the authentication kind of thing. So
it's almost like a holographic card.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can like twist it in the light, and you can see this little like moment in the game or moment in history. And it's the same thing with that. It's like a little snippet of something, or it can be a whole movie possibly.
Yeah.
But it's just basically just like, hey, this is the certificate of authentication, and authentication.
Yep.
All right, I think I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Well,
authentication.
Yep. And just telling you that what this digital piece of art, or this, whether it's a song, whether a graphic or a video or something, is the original thing. So I think the Fleetwood Mac guy, right? The guy who's riding on his longboard, and he's drinking some Ocean Spray cranberry juice, which very jealous. Okay, first off, Ocean Spray, come on. I've been number one fan since day one, okay?
Oh yeah.
Like, come on, cranberry juice, cran apple, cran grape. You cran whatever, I'm drinking it. You already know it. So that video right now from TikTok is being sold, I think, for like $500,000 NFT.
That's insane.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's the next step.
It's only the beginning. Yeah.
We're barely scratching the surface of it. We'll definitely get more into it as the future comes in technology.
A great comparison is music in general, right? All these years we've had physical copies of everything. Now everybody streams everything. It's all digital copies. So basically that's all it is exchanging products digitally, right? Whether it's video, art, music, all it is just buying it over and over, and just creating this huge marketplace of digitally based ideas and art and music and movies. So
it's crazy. It's a very weird concept that lots of people are thinking, whatever. NFTs is just the next GameStop stock thing, right? It's the next hype thing.
And you look at graphs on those stocks, by the way, it's like skyrocketing. Like everybody is trying to get into this game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So just watch out for NFTs. They're definitely going to be the next thing. Sims, when you buy things in the Sims game, that's an NFT. That's
crazy.
Whatever the clothes you buy for your Sims character, that's an NFT. So it's the future, and it's very weird because now I'm starting to get into like this like cyberpunk, Blade Runner type of scene, type of world where we're just buying stuff all online. Ready Player One, how they buy things, they go into this virtual world. That's definitely where we're heading.
Seriously, we're gonna eventually get to a point where everything in our room is not there anymore. It's just everything's on a screen, or everything's on like a virtual thing. You
on the
extend
goggles
that with your fingers.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got the goggles on.
There's gonna be no physical items ever anymore.
We're gonna do live Red Pegasus podcast recordings virtually. We're gonna have a live studio audience that's not actually there.
Yeah,
it's just their avatar sitting in the stands. It's it's gonna get crazy for sure, and it's gonna be very hard to understand at first, but it's gonna be another thing where it's like social media and the internet. Everyone thought it was crazy, and now it's our normal everyday life. We literally cannot go on without the internet.
Hello out there, eardrums. I'm Rocky Powell, host of Wild Nights with Rocky Powell. Get to know me and my guests who are entertainers from all over as we relive our wildest nights, one episode at a time. New episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday. And follow me at Wild Nights with Rocky on TikTok and Instagram. Wild Nights with Rocky Powell. Everyone's got a story.
So we mentioned Netflix, we mentioned Social Dilemma, which is a good thing to watch. We think that that's something that you should go out and do.
Yep.
But we have a list of things that you should not watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time trying to watch these things.
Yeah, allow us a moment to save you some time of the countless hours of surfing Netflix trying to find something to watch.
Which is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, people spend hours trying to find something new to watch on Netflix.
Friday night, the wife and I are like, what do you want to watch? Let's just check out Netflix. Hour and a half later, like, you ready for bed? Yeah.
We didn't watch anything on Netflix.
Yeah.
We have some potentials, but we don't know for sure.
Yep.
So we have a list of things not to watch on Netflix. We're trying to save you some time.
Mm-hmm.
And Darian's going to hit you with the first one.
Yeah. The first one I got here is The Outsider.
Okay.
It was a time when the words Netflix's Jared Leto Yakuza movie might not have been an instant cause for panic. In 2018, however, it should come as no surprise that The Outsider, a new Netflix original starring Leto as an American GI in post-World War II Japan who rises through the ranks of Yakuza, is a disaster.
Yep.
The film gets off to a decent start, however, dropping us in a Japanese prison and introducing us to Leto's Nick with no explanation. But what starts out as a sense of patience graduates into a feeling of bewilderment as we leave the intriguing setting of the prison. As Nick climbs up the Yakuza ladder from there, the movie goes downhill fast. So
Jared Leto, man, I feel so bad for him, man.
I know.
First the Joker.
Yeah.
What did you think about Jared Leto as the Joker?
It was okay.
Did you see Suicide Squad?
Yeah. His role was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of the movie altogether, but his role was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. It really sucks because like Heath Ledger did a very good job of the first
set the bar,
or the first Joker and Dark Knight series trilogy. I mean, so it is really hard for Jared Leto to come up and try and fill those shoes.
Yeah,
but I do think he did a pretty good job. I also like the whole fact of like different universes of the Joker. So that's why Jared Leto was like super crazy and not so much like crazy and Heath Ledger crazy. It was a different type of crazy
for sure.
But he didn't really receive good feedback on that Joker role. And this one, the Yakuza, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen this on Netflix. Like, I don't even think Netflix has tried to promote this thing. So, I don't know. We'll actually now I know this is supposed to be a list of not to watch, but now I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah. It's like this other one I saw with The Sea of Trees with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, yeah. Because we were talking about Matthew McConaughey last episode.
Yeah. This kind of stuck out to me because I love him as an actor, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't mind me going here with another one.
No, go ahead.
So he's his role that he plays here, he travels to Japan's so-called suicide forest. Yeah. You know about that?
Yeah.
And the nonsensical plot, the maudlin tone, the absurd twist, it says it's a terrible movie. So it wouldn't recommend it. But it kind of intrigues me just because I love McConaughey and I've heard a lot about that Japan's suicide forest.
Yeah.
Like you go through there and you just like, man, it is very sad thinking about that. Yeah, it's crazy.
It is very sad. But can we also stop with the suicide forest thing?
Yeah.
Like when Logan Paul did it,
God.
And he went over there and like made fun of all that.
Oh gosh.
Can we just stop with the suicide forest thing, please? Yeah. There's another movie that's supposed to be a scary movie that also deals with the suicide forest. I forgot what it's called. Yeah. I think it's actually called The Forest or something like that. One that I'm seeing here is called Bright. And it's actually that Will Smith movie.
Oh yeah,
where he's a cop and he's like working with a demon or something like that. I forgot what exactly, but I actually remember this when it first was released on Netflix. It did not do good at all.
Ooh.
People did not like it. So I'm actually not surprised that it's on this list.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Have you?
No.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Hmm.
But every time I see pictures of it, it reminds me of that one really good one where the two cops are together. It's called End of Watch or something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That one was actually a good movie.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
actually go watch that.
Mm-hmm. So I got one here called Sextuplets. It's with Marlon Wayne,
Yeah.
which we just found out one of 4 brothers.
104. I had no idea.
Yeah, I thought there was just 2.
I was just thinking of the 2 from White Chicks.
right.
I had no idea that there were 4.
It's crazy. They all look like twins.
Seriously, they all look so much alike.
Anyway, this movie featuring the brother named Marlon only. He plays multiple parts like Eddie Murphy movie.
Yeah.
You know what I
What's his name? Nutty Professor?
Yes.
Hercules.
Anyways, this says it is a tired exercise in silliness. It's just over and over, too constant. And it's just like, it's a tough pill to swallow. And yeah, he plays 7 characters. And it's just
Wow.
like they tried too hard
Yeah.
to be like Eddie Murphy. So
And
yeah, didn't do well, and it's still on Netflix. So avoid this one.
yeah. The Eddie Murphy movie coming back to America too.
Yep.
That one also didn't get great reviews from critics either. They said that. I think they said the same thing, that they were trying too hard or something like that. And they also just weren't feeling it. And I was like, dang, really? Because the first one did great. I mean, people still talk about that movie to this day.
Yeah,
So it's crazy that the second one didn't work out.
it's crazy.
Well, then I wanted to talk about, just because my celebrity crush is on this.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to talk about Ibiza, or Ibiza.
Okay.
It's got my celebrity crush, Gillian Jacobs. You might know her from Community.
Yep.
If you watch the series on Netflix called Love, she's on that show as well. I mean, I don't really know. I think it's something that she like falls in love with the DJ or something when she's in Spain and all that other good stuff. I don't really know. I only just cared because Gillian Jacobs was on there.
Yep.
I was like, I came across the movie title, then I saw Gillian Jacobs in the paragraph, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna bring this up because that's my celebrity crush.
Okay. Hey, more power to you, brother. I got one here. It's called 365 Days.
Mm-hmm.
Avoid this one at all costs.
Okay.
It earned an impressive 0% score
Man.
on Rotten Tomatoes, and heavy emphasis on impressive.
0.
I feel like that's hard to do.
Bro, seriously, I think it is hard to do too. I mean, some of the worst movies have at least been rated like 12.
Yeah, right. So it's about a young female executive who's stalked and kidnapped by an Italian mob boss.
Yeah.
So that kind of draws you in, right?
Okay, Andrew
So
Cuomo.
it's like
Too soon.
shots fired. Anyway, moving on. Keep New York stuff in New York.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We're
never
good over here in
mind. Yeah,
Texas.
never mind.
Well, for the most part. Yeah, so it sounds good, right? Suspenseful,
Right.
kind of like a love story kick. But
Right.
yeah, 0%, stay away. 365 days.
Jeez. Do you remember, it was a while ago, that movie Rubber? The tire that went around killing people?
Oh, yeah.
I think that has a higher score on Rotten Tomatoes
No.
than that movie that you just brought up. Seriously, honestly, I'm going to talk about this one. Look up, see how much Rubber has gotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, I'll do that. Really
Look
quick.
it up.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about this one, The Devil All the Time. This has Tom Holland. We have Spider-Man.
Yeah.
How is this movie on the list of not to watch on Netflix? It's a 138-minute long movie. Violent lives of various individuals in mid-20th century rural Ohio. Wow, that's also 2 totally different ways of spelling. Maybe I've had too many of these ranch waters. And I think the cast list is huge, which is very surprising that this movie is on the 25 worst movies on Netflix. It honestly blows my mind. Were you able to come up with or look up the
Yep, I got it.
The
The rubber
rubber thing.
movie. So it's like a
how much
comedy horror, right?
Right.
Yeah. It got 69% on Rotten Tomatoes.
So Rubber, a movie about a tire that goes around killing people. I think it's in the desert. Goes around killing people in the desert has a higher percentage than the movie that you listed,
365 days,
which
literally,
is sitting at 0.
It still has 0. It came out in 2020.
Still has 0.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is honestly too funny.
Insane.
Too funny. Also, how much does that just hurt your like ego, pride, whatever? Like you wrote this movie, you shot it, finally got it out there. It's on Netflix. Just about everyone has Netflix. And you're sitting at 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Now that I think about it, I kind of feel bad that we're doing this little segment here because we're like, hey, don't support these people.
Yeah, seriously.
So really, if you want to, more power to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Right.
But we're just trying to save you a little bit.
If you're contemplating, that movie that has 0%, compared to like, I don't know, Iron Man or something that's on Netflix, maybe go with Iron Man. Yeah. But you might want to check out the 0% one just to see if it really is that bad. Yeah. Who knows? So we wanted to come up with this segment called Confessions of a Call Screener. Now, Darian and I, we've both worked in radio. We still currently work in radio. We've done jobs basically all over the spectrum. And one thing that we seem to find really funny is whenever we're screening calls for whatever show we're working on. It doesn't matter what show. Yeah. Every show is going to have some crazy-ass callers trying to call in. And we decided to come up with this segment to try and bring light and, I don't know, maybe give you some tips. I know calling into radio stations is kind of like a 2000 and late type of thing, but we just wanted to bring up the segment and share some of the experiences that we've had. Oh yeah, when working in this position,
because they're pretty crazy. And this even goes for texting too, because that's more of a thing these days.
Yeah,
right. Like
I've never had to deal with the texting thing, but you have. Yeah. So explain it a little bit.
So like people text in a number, right, to kind of keep interaction going with radio hosts. They can like keep watching the traffic and the feed of what people are texting in, kind of what they're talking about, what they want to talk about, that kind of thing. So people will text in stuff to like, hey, talk about this, or hey, y'all suck at what you're doing. Please stop doing, So they just like to have a lot of fun with it. But so a lot of times it's like Twitter, like, hey, you better watch out what you post, man. It's going to come back to bite you. You run into one of them at like a live event or something, and hey, you're that guy, that texted that one thing in, right? And now you're here acting like a friend to us. What's up with that, man? So yeah, they take names, they take numbers.
I was about to say
they get it down, and they just keep track of all that stuff.
Just a heads up, there is a thing called a blacklist.
Yep.
When it comes to screening calls, when it comes to screening text messages, tweets, whatever. We have a list of people who are no longer allowed to come onto the show for whatever show we're working on. Whether it's because you said something stupid, whether it's because you just were not a good call, or maybe you just were hella rude, you are going to find yourself on the blacklist. I remember one time I was working for this show, and this was when COVID was like kind of starting to take off. Like people were getting really scared about COVID. Yeah. Lots of conspiracy theories coming out about COVID. And this one person called me like they had my personal number. They called into the show that I was working on at that time. Yeah. No longer a part of it. But they told me, they were like, listen, okay, so I just want to tell you, there's this reporter from China, and you got to find it, okay? Because they're gonna come after her. They're gonna come after their content. They're gonna take it down, and it's no longer gonna be available. Okay, but she was saying that COVID is coming. It's coming from 5G, and it's like, what?
Oh gosh,
what? You're like straight up conspiracy theory, telling me that 5G is causing this coronavirus. It's brainwashing people. This is also, you may have seen where people are like burning down the 5G satellites or like the 5G poles. Yep. And like in their countries, people were so worried. They're like burning it down, crashing it, like tipping them over. It was ridiculous. And I'm like, this lady was legit crying to me on the phone. I have no idea what to do in those situations.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, you don't want to just be like, hey, thanks for your call. See ya.
Right,
But
exactly.
also,
You don't
like-
want to be mean.
Yeah.
Although sometimes that in those situations, like you kind of have to be mean. You kind of have to be mean
I got you.
in those situations. Seriously, these ranch waters, I should not have had this many. Seriously. But I mean, it was just ridiculous, and I had no idea how to handle the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, okay, yeah, I'll definitely look into this. I'll see if we can do something about this. Thank you for calling. We'll get back to you if we can, and then just like hang up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't even worry about a response. Just hang up the phone.
Yep.
Have you run into some crazy stuff?
Oh yeah. The one that comes to mind immediately. You mentioned conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah.
It reminds me of one time, a while back, one of the main hosts was out for like a number of days,
Yeah.
and they just like, I'd get calls and be like, hey, where'd so and so go? Is he gone forever? Is this some kind of thing y'all are pulling on us? He's not ever gonna come back. You just expect us to stay here and listen to this? We want him back. It's like, yes, he's coming back. He's just dealing with a little something.
Yeah.
He'll be back. No worries. We're not lying to you. He's like, yeah, whatever, man. Just over and over and over.
Yeah.
And then obviously I left out a lot of cuss words here and there, but
What, did they also have that accent?
Oh yeah.
Hey man.
Yeah, because they always
You guys trying to pull some wool over my eyes or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, man, just be patient with us, man. He's on vacation. He'll be back.
Give him some time.
You take
Jeez.
vacation?
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
exactly. We all get some vacation time, okay? We all need it.
There's no conspiracy here.
That's too funny. I mean, I've been yelled at on the phone. I've been called racist over the phone. I should get we should get hazard pay for what we have to deal with whenever we answer the phone.
Yep.
Because it is honestly ridiculous sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, I do want to give you guys some tips.
Yeah.
Right? We do this. We used to do this all the time. Still kind of do this to this day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If we tell you, listen, if they come to you, if you could just do me a favor, just go straight into your topic or go straight into your question. And we're on time. Listen, this is a show. We have to be out at a certain time, right? We have to go to commercial break or else we won't get paid. And believe me, I need money.
Yeah.
Okay? We need you to hurry up and say what you need to say and then get out of there so we can discuss what you want to talk about. So please do not go on air and don't say, "Oh my gosh. I've been a fan of you since day one. I've been with you back when you were on blah, blah, blah." It's like, listen, we don't want to hear that, okay? I believe me, we appreciate your support. We appreciate your love. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for keeping the show going. Thank you for basically paying me. But we need you to hurry up.
Yeah.
We can't have you. We understand that you're a fan, or else you wouldn't be calling into the show.
Mm-hmm.
Psst, hello. We know that you're a fan. You're calling in for a reason.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. And if you tell me one thing, right, my job is to screen the call.
Yep.
So therefore, hello, I'm so-and-so working for so-and-so. What would you like to talk about? Well, I'd love to talk about how Six Flags is selling $1 corn dogs and how great that is. Perfect. That's exactly what we're talking about. Let me put you on hold and we'll see if we can put you on air. And then we put you on air and you talk about, well, you know what? I can't believe that Texas made it into the March Madness final bracket and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, yo, that has nothing to do with what you told me.
Yep.
Congratulations. You just got blacklisted.
Yep.
You're no longer, and believe me, I have a button that tells me, hey, this person's blocked.
Oh yeah.
That I'm telling you, it
Red.
is a thing.
Red and blinking.
Believe
I'm
me.
not gonna answer your call again.
Yes. And please don't call in several times.
Yep.
Trying to act like you're a different person.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2021.
There we go with the whisper again.
We have caller ID.
Yeah.
We know who you are. We also know how many times you call into the show. Don't try and act like you're someone different.
Yeah, Jerry from Alito. We got you, bro.
Oh man, my favorite is when they've already called in. I've already got their info into the system, so they try calling in saying, "Yeah, I'm Bob from Texas." It's like, "No, Bob from Texas. I know you're actually Eric from Illinois."
Yeah.
Trying to come back on the show. I know,
Yeah.
okay? So please stop calling in. You're not getting on the air because you have a topic that isn't even related to the show.
More like your name, Karen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Just some helpful hints, okay? If they tell you to hurry up, just hurry up. And then just stick to whatever you originally told me that you wanted to talk about. Please don't change it up at the last second, okay?
Moral of the story is treat the others you want to be treated.
Exactly.
And don't say anything that you wouldn't want to be held accountable for later.
Exactly.
Right?
Same
That's all
as
it is.
just like social media.
Life.
Same
Your
rules.
job.
Yep.
Everything.
Exactly. Oh man.
For people too.
It's a horrible job whenever you get those types of calls, but it's also a great job whenever you get those types of calls because it's just like, I haven't been called racist in quite some time. That was pretty nice.
Yep.
It's like also, I'm not the one talking on the show, right? Like I'm just some guy that they pay to answer the phone calls.
Right.
That's it.
Don't get me yelled at.
Exactly. Exactly. Seriously, come on.
Mm-hmm. So there you have it. Another hearing of your new favorite Dallas podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yay. With that said, social media. I know you're on it, right? I know we said
Everyone's on
to
it.
avoid it a little more these days, but
Not when it comes to us.
not when it comes to us. Yeah.
Always be on it when it comes to us.
You want to see more of our content. You want to see more of
Exactly.
everything Red Pegasus podcast, right?
So like all of our posts.
like it all,
Comment
comment.
on there.
share, save, post on your story, follow us, and tell your friends. Word of mouth
Yep.
is the best advertising.
It is.
So- Let them know we got something going here, and we're 8 episodes in, so they got some catching up to do. If you've made it this far, we love you. We thank you for the support. And if you want a shout out, go rate us 5
Mhm.
stars. Not only that, don't stop there. Review it. Give
Have
us
to write a review.
Yeah, just say something like, "Yo, these dudes are awesome. This is an awesome podcast, man." Especially if you live in DFW Metroplex. Get on it, and we'll give you a shout out on the podcast, just like that. You can just say, "Hey, this is cool." You know, or, "Hey, check it out." We'll give you a shout out, whatever your name is. Do it. It's just like that. Also, Pegasus is everywhere. The red flying horse, the flying horse. They're everywhere, all over the
Yep.
Metroplex, especially in Dallas. Go check it out.
We actually have a review.
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
Well, take it away, Martin. Who is it?
I was like, you know what? We haven't checked the review thing
Good call.
in a little bit. So
Yep.
I was like, let me check to see if anyone's put something up.
Yep.
And our homeboy, Christian,
Oh,
left
yeah.
us a 5-star review
Let's go.
on episode 6. He said, "Yo, Martin, get your Dogecoin up, bruh." And I said, "Listen here, buddy. I got 17 of those, okay? Don't come talking to me like that."
Yeah, what you got, Chano?
Yeah, what you got, Chano? Let me see what's in your digital wallet, bruh. But appreciate it, Chano.
Yeah.
Thank you for the shout out on the 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Very much appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
Like we
support.
said, we'll shout you out if you leave a review. You have to leave a review, or we won't know who left 5 stars.
Yep.
Or 2 stars. And
Right.
if you want to be like that sorry ass movie on Netflix, 0 stars.
Yeah.
And you'll be blacklisted on our show.
That's right. And like I was just saying, you find a Pegasus, we'll give you a shout out there too, just like last
Mhm.
episode. My pops
Mm-hmm.
found one. Yeah, it was kind of cheating, but hey, we still give him a shout out, right? You could do the same.
Hey, you don't have to even be in Texas. If you find a Pegasus anywhere,
Yeah,
shout us out.
that's right.
If you're in Norway,
Oh,
shouts out to Lars and Melissa.
did you just give him a free shout out? All right.
You're right. My bad.
Hey, we love y'all.
If you're in Brazil, We saw some people listening in Brazil. I think we got 2 listeners in Brazil. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's
all the Philippines.
I don't know Portuguese. You saw some people in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got some family folks over there.
Okay. All right.
Whatever it is, wherever you is.
If you find a Pegasus, tag us.
Yep.
Seriously, tag us on the socials and interact with us so that way we can interact with you guys as well.
Enjoy it.
Very much enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That should do it.
All right.
Unless you came around to the hashtag.
Oh, the hashtag.
Yeah, excuse every excuse. All right. Episode 9. Maybe that will become the hashtag. Anyways, that'll do it.